What is good, my people? We are live back with another. This ain't another episode of the forecast, but we back. I got my brother Maurice Muhammad in the building, my brother Bakari in the building. What's going on, my brothers?
Peace and blessings, big bro. It's good to be here with you, serving with you again another day, and also with Brother Bakari.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here for that passion, bro. I always get motivated hearing you speak. I'm a fan. What's going on, Eileen? What's going on? I see you, sis. But yeah, we back. We are talking about the COVID-19. How we gonna adapt to this? You know, I want to go ahead and let my brothers introduce themselves, though. Tell them who they. You know what I'm saying. Go ahead, my brothers.
Hey, hold on. Before we get started, guy, just woo, I hate when I stutter like that. Woo, guy just text me and say he didn't get the he didn't get the link yet.
All right, I'll send it again. All right. But yeah, go ahead, brother Maurice. You want to introduce yourself, bro?
Peace and blessings, family. My name is Brother Maurice Muhammad, National Director for the B1 Initiative. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Maurice Muhammad. Our YouTube is Maurice Muhammad _3.
All right, peace everybody. Peace to the people that's joined the chat, the panel. This is Brother Bakari. I'm not on Facebook. I think that's something I'm gonna start doing, but I am on YouTube, and you can find my channel. It's Brother Bakari. Thank y'all for joining. I hope y'all find the show interesting, and can able to learn something from it, because we need some fresh ideas.
Hey, brother Bakari. I sent it again. I guess you could try to forward it. You could try to send it to him forward it or something.
So I don't know how to do that. I don't know how. I can't send your link.
No, I mean like forward your email to him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
But yeah. So we back talking about this COVID-19 and what's going on in the world, and there's a lot of stuff we could talk about. I haven't really personally talked about this because I really can't prove nothing. I like to stay with what I can prove. I got my opinions about everything, but it's my opinions, like I said. But that's why we here. And tonight we're gonna also take calls. I'm gonna put the banner up, put the number on there so you guys can call in too. But brother Maurice, how do you feel about what's going on with the COVID-19 pandemic going on out here? Brother Maurice, you there? He froze up.
It seemed like he froze up.
All right, brother Bakari.
You know, I'm like you. I have my opinions on certain things. I like to say, I would like to believe, in controlling the controllables. But I ain't gonna lie, with what's going on, and they can say, when they can predict these next 2 weeks, it's gonna be the worst 2 weeks when they can say that. I'm starting to think it's more to it than what I was thinking, and that's the honest truth. Because how would they be able to say it's what's going to happen in the next 2 weeks? But with that being said, are we prepared for survival? Are we prepared for survival? How are we storing food? Are we prepared? Have we started doing uh more exercise? Our immune system, being in better shape, you know, eating certain foods, uh drinking certain teas, like my friend, she told me. So I do ginger and lemon. I put an onion, turmeric, because that's supposed to help build your immune system. So are we doing things like that as a people? Because when you read these reports right now, they are saying that African Americans are dying at a high rate because of health issues. Now, I don't necessarily buy the fact that we are the only ones that's dying. I don't necessarily, but I know they're putting more emphasis on us, right? They're putting more emphasis on us. And I can say, you remember when Kevin Durant and the players from the Brooklyn Nets, we found out they had coronavirus, correct? Uh, then the guys from the Utah Jazz, Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell. But when they mention players from the white sports and you know they're white, an NHL player has it. They don't say who. Or a Major League Soccer player has it. They don't say who. They just say someone from that sport has contacted the coronavirus, right? Now I want to tell you a little story about me right quick. And something just told me to look it up today. About 10 years ago, I'll never forget. The same symptoms and everything right now they're saying coronavirus I had. And I remember going to the doctor. He didn't know what the hell it was. You know what they told me? They say it was the Chinese flu. So today I decided to Google the Chinese flu. You know what came up with the Chinese flu? COVID-19, the coronavirus. That's what came up when you Google Chinese flu. I Googled, what is the Chinese flu? Because that's what I was told I had. And it was, like they say, hard to breathe. I was full of mucus. I was actually in my room, in my bedroom for about 2 weeks. Really couldn't do anything. Really couldn't get up and go downstairs. I really remember that. They didn't know what it was. So, but are we prepared? That's the biggest thing. If we're not prepared, are we getting prepared? Not just for the survival pandemic right now. Are we prepared for after the pandemic? Are we prepared? We should be used to not giving these people. They'll be used to. Let's get used to not giving them our money. Let's get used to that. Let's get used to wanting to keep our money in our community. And that's one of the things. Instead of reacting, we have to be proactive now. And during this time where we are sitting home and everybody trying to stay and everybody's doing their best to stay corona free, let's think about the future. Let's start making plans for the future. I know these little, as the one lady told my friend, virus check. I know the virus check may not amount to a whole lot, but if you're working and you're getting unemployment and your bills are paid, let's think about something we can do with those, as the lady called it, virus check. I'll yield the mic because I'll just continue to go on and on and on. So I'm going to yield the mic and pass it to the next person. Okay, who's next? Brother Maurice?
Oh, my fault.
Brother Guy?
Yeah, Brother Guy just came on.
Yeah, I think Brother Maurice is frozen again.
Brother Maurice, you there?
I think Brother Maurice is frozen again. Brother Guy, are you there?
I'm here. Hold up to the chat. Hold up to y'all brothers. I'm glad you invited me on this program, Brother Forecast. So I just want to know what is the question again? I just want to
we're talking about the COVID-19 and us, how we're going to survive, what we're going to do after this. Like, you know, how do you feel about COVID-19 itself, first of all?
To me, it's a wake up call. It's you know, it's kind of unexpected. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I mean, I thought this was one of those things where, you know, because every election, you know, every 4 years, because there is a pattern, you know, when it comes down around election time. So if you know, it's every 4 years, there's always some sort of virus or epidemic that's going around. But as far as like something like this, where it's a stay home policy and they arrest you, this kind of like this martial law thing where now it's to the point that they making it where the cops can come to your house if they feel that you might have multiple people in the house now. So it's kind of, I wasn't expecting nothing like this. I thought it was the same old, okay, there's this virus going on, like the Ebola crisis and the swine flu and all that other stuff. It's scary because I think this is more like a test to see how people going to deal with this. Because this is it's almost like they trying to test for some sort of communism type of thing where if we're gonna give up our rights when it comes down to I think we're being tested. I don't know. I don't know anybody where I live at has caught this coronavirus. But it's just this unexpected fear where people are just like going along whatever the government is saying. I don't know. It's very suspect in my opinion. I don't know. To me, I'm not really taking it serious because again, those people who have died from it, whoever these people were, they already had issues. They already had some sort of medical issues in the long run. Either they was up in age, and when you're up in age, your immune system does get weak. Where you could where you attract all type of viruses and sickness. People living an unhealthy who's living an unhealthy lifestyle are catching it. So it's if you look at their medical records, they already had illnesses and stuff like that. So I don't know. This is kind of weird. I don't know I don't even know how to explain it. If I rest my mic.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. It's hard to explain. I feel you on that. And I am going to take phone calls tonight on the show, and the number is on the bottom of the screen. It's 804-601-4015. So you can call in. I just finished the show. I had another sister. She wanted to call in and speak on it, so I'm gonna call her back to see if she still want to speak on it or not. Let's see. But Brother Bukhari, yeah, you can hold on. Let me see. Brother Maurice.
Brother Maurice fell off again. Oh, he's back.
Brother.
There's Brother Maurice go. He's back now.
Yeah,
He's trying to speak.
Okay, where are we at? Because I've been popped, this damn thing has been kicking me out. So I really didn't get to hear what anybody said.
Yeah, we only went around one time. I was just asking everybody their initial thoughts on COVID-19 and the whole pandemic thing. How do you feel about it?
Well, for me, I think it's it's like a dry run. It's like a dry run. I don't consider what we're going through now to be the real deal. When the real deal actually comes, then we're definitely going to know it. If we notice anything with America, they always do a test first just to see whether or not the people will go and follow along. If you remember back when they had the bombing on in Boston, the marathon bombing, and there they said, okay, they were searching for two people, and then they shut the city down. Told people don't come outside your house, don't go to work, until we find these two people. And, so they do things like this just to see whether or not they can actually maintain control of the people. So this that we're going through right now is just a dry run. It's a practice. And so as they are getting their information together of what they need to do better next time, we need to be doing the same thing, is getting our information together of what what do we what is it that we need to do better, the things that we learned, the things that we did not conceive of. I know on our end, like I didn't conceive that we would run out of alcohol, peroxide, um, um, hand sanitizer. It didn't. I did never thought about it. But now being in a situation like that, okay, now we're set up so the next time we're not going to run out of hand sanitizer because we have the materials to make our own. We'll make sure that we add peroxide and make sure that we add alcohol to our list to make sure that that part is not something that we need to worry about. So I think all of us should look at it as, what do you need? What have you learned from this situation? Because we're going to go back to normal. Just as Wuhan has went back to normal, America is going to get back to normal. And I'll rest my
Hey,
mic
brother
on that.
Maurice, before you get the mic, when you said peroxide, explain the purpose of the peroxide. Because when I was about to get so many people, don't get the peroxide, it won't do nothing. I think I got some anyway, but just
Mhm.
explain the purpose of the peroxide, because they wasn't no doctors who was saying that. So I was like,
Mhm.
I'm not paying no attention. I won't. So can you explain the purpose of the peroxide? If not for nobody else, explain it for me.
Most definitely. Well, of course, for any cuts or bruises or anything like that, but like some people use mouthwash when they brush their teeth or whatever. Me and wife, we don't use that. We use straight peroxide. It kills germs and it helps take care of your mouth a whole lot better. So I would never recommend to people to use these other things to use as mouthwash. Just get your little cap full of peroxide, go ahead and swish it around your mouth and spit it out and keep on moving. It's better oral hygiene than anything else. Really, it's just straight what you actually really need. So it's good oral hygiene, and then also first aid just in case that you need it.
Okay, well, I got some. I have just I'm gonna have it anyway, but
Yeah,
thanks for the explanation.
most definitely.
All right, yeah, my fault, y'all. I had to take a call real quick. Um, well, yeah, y'all can keep the conversation going. And by the way, I am taking phone calls for anybody who want to get in on the conversation too. And the number is right there at the bottom of the screen is 601 um 4015 804-601-4015. Now, I want to ask y'all. I do have a question about something about this. Why do y'all think they're testing people in Africa for the coronavirus? Why do you think they're working on the vaccines in Africa when Africa is a place where the least amount of people is dying?
uh, that's when part of my stance where I was standing started to change on certain things. But shit, pardon my French on your show. But I would say population control. They would rather test it on us. Even if it's not population control, they would rather test what they have on black people. And they feel black people from the United States, they've heard so many of us talking about we are anti-vaccine now, that they're going to take it somewhere where they think they can push it on them. But I was reading this article. I want to say it was in the BBC or something to that effect. I can't remember. Uh, but the Nigerian doctors, excuse me, have gone against their government and told their government they would not be accepting, they would not be using any medical aid that's coming from China or anywhere else. They have to take care of their people, which I think was a great thing. And there was two more West African countries that said we are not guinea pigs. So the French and whoever else, because there were 2 French doctors who said publicly that they think we should test the vaccinations on poor African children. Well, they say they're not guinea pigs to the French or to anyone else. You can stay out of Africa. You all have done enough damage, which I think was good. But I think they always want to destroy us. And they really want to destroy us in Africa because more of us is starting to see Africa, and we're starting to see, even if we never move there and we just might visit, we're starting to see Africa as a glimmer of hope, real hope, not the hope that they give, a glimmer of real hope for Black people around the world if we can make those connections. So I think that's part of the reason that they want to practice on poor African children, to make Africa look worse, to keep us away and any other Black people in the diaspora away. And I'll yield the mic.
Yeah,
Hey, guy, hold on. I just got a call. I'm gonna let the call come through real fast. What's your name? Say your name again, and what you got to say.
I keep it real 400.
Y'all can hear him?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Y'all can hear them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, we can hear.
Okay, just as I keep it real 400. I'm out here in San Francisco, California. I've been listening, and I want y'all to know that y'all here doing some good points. But I also want y'all to know that I'm gonna give y'all an update on something. Out there in the Ivory Coast, they put a COVID-19 hospital up. They built a hospital out there. And out there in the Ivory Coast, just came in. The citizens, they burned it down. They just burned it down. They said they ain't having it. And they gave them a message, and their message was, "We waking up." That just came in today, just a few minutes ago. Came in. I got that news at 6:06 p.m. So they burnt that COVID-19 hospital down. They said we ain't having it. They said we waking up. So they said we ain't having it. So what we need to do is we need to call them on this, y'all. Y'all already hit a few points. Y'all know what's going on. We know what's going on. Those of us that do know, what we need to do is call them on it. Because one of you brothers just said it's a test run. They're going to see how we react. Now the question is this: knowing that, are we supposed to sit up here and just sit here like sitting ducks, like they want us to? Because like the brother said, first they're gonna test run it to see if they can keep the American public in check. If they can control us through phases, that means they're gonna control us all the way to the slaughterhouse. And we know what the slaughterhouse is. That's the FEMA camp. That's the fact. We already know that. So what we need to do is we need to call them on it. Call them on it. We really need to call them on this. Look, earlier I gave some information. And the information I gave, some of y'all may know this, some of y'all may not. So I'm going to say it again. She's a female. She's a nurse. She's a sister. Okay? You can go to, I hope one of y'all actually look this up while I'm saying this and before you get off the show. So you can listen to it for yourself. Go to where it says Nurse Exposes Coronavirus as 5G on YouTube. She loaded that up on April 1st. Then she came back and loaded up another one on April the 4th. That one says, Nurse says Bill Gates caused coronavirus. Now listen, we all know that Bill Gates been talking about population control. We all know that. He did a big seminar about it. We know what's going on. Everything that they been putting in these movies and on TV, excuse me, we living it right now. We living it right now. So we shouldn't act like we don't know what's going on. We shouldn't act like we can trust anything that these politicians are saying. And like I said before, am I the only one to notice that every time they do a speech or something, every time Trump get up there, or every time this doctor get up there, and every time somebody got something to say, am I the only one to notice they're not wearing a mask? Am I the only one to notice that when Trump and Pence came in contact with people that had the virus, why haven't they gotten it in? Trump ain't came down with nothing. Pence ain't came down with nothing. Pelosi ain't came down with nothing. So why are these people coming in contact with people that got this virus, but they ain't caught nothing? And they still doing these briefings, and they still going in that little small room, and they're not standing 6 feet apart. Come on, people, wake up.
Yeah.
I mean, we know what's going on. Why are we being told something from put it like this? Why would you believe anything that Satan gonna tell you, even if Satan tell you he's gonna be nice? Think about it. We all know American history. We know what they do. They sit up here, they cause the problem, and then what do? They come in and pretend like they're the ones to solve the problem. We know that. They did it over in Africa. What's the first thing they said when it came out with AIDS? The first thing they said was that it came from Africa because the monkeys. We know that wasn't true. And we know they want to take all people of color. They want to take us out. We already know that. So we shouldn't pretend, those of us who are, we shouldn't pretend like we don't know what's going on. We shouldn't act like we're confused, because I'm not confused about anything. What we do is come together and call them out. We have to do it collectively so that no one is feeling like they're doing something on their own. We have to.
Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. Like, yeah, that's real talk, man. But I'm gonna let my brother Guy go ahead and you can stay on the phone for.
Okay, yeah.
All right, brother Guy.
Stay right here.
Well, we have to understand. We have to history. One thing about history, it always repeats itself. So we gotta really study the Global 2000 under Carter. You know what I'm saying? So what they and what they have done to try to use population control over in Africa by putting certain viruses and all that. So we have to learn. We have to study that report, because they always wanted to, make Africa like the place of diseases and make us look like barbaric, so and then they could say, oh well, this virus came from Africa, not really from China, so I see what they're doing, and which is messed up. I'm glad that there are some leaders out there and are stepping up, because people are waking up. Like the brother said, people are waking up, and the brother is right. Why is it that Governor Cuomo, he's not wearing no mask, and how come they not wearing gloves and stuff like that? I don't see that. I don't see President Trump wearing gloves and wearing masks or whatever, stuff like that. So, but they'll tell us to do it. Why is it that African people are not catching it? One of the things that I noticed, African people, we're very they have so much antivirus, some of the herbs and plants and stuff that that will destroy a lot of these viruses and stuff, and sometimes I think what it is, they use certain viruses or whatever to knock off most of the population so they can control the land more. You know what I'm saying? So they want some of that, these minerals over there, some of the plant life that they can control. It's still a form of control. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and Africa's always been the battery of the world. It's always been the battery of the world. Without Africa, everybody dies. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. I think that's the most, that's the thing, and I think that's what they're trying to do is to use that. But all this started from Global 2000 under Jimmy Carter. You know what I'm saying? And nothing has changed. And people always think things will change, and people don't change. Can't change. You can't change the leopard. Never change the spots. I've been saying that in the last program. So, yeah, we do got to wake up. We got to see it clear. And I think honestly, we need to stop wearing the mask. I think we should not wear no mask. I think we should not even wear no gloves because we don't see these leaders doing it. Why are we doing it? And everybody know that air carries germs. So they trying to pretend, they try to lie to you, say, oh, it's airborne, right? They say, oh, this is airborne. So you gotta, but first it was like, these people need to make up their minds. First it was like, well, you gotta wear masks just in case you're sick. So if you sneeze, you won't sneeze on, or the germs won't get on people. Then it went from that to, well, you can't, you gotta wear masks because you don't want to breathe on nobody or whatever. And then it's like, well, you gotta wear masks because it's in the air. It's like the story keeps changing. The story keeps changing. So, it's trust me, they playing games. There's a lot of games playing in the media, and you just got to do your research. You really got to do research on this, And then once you find out the truth, and then you apply it. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't wear masks. I know I'm healthy. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm healthy. I don't need to wear no mask. I don't. I mean, it's sad because some people wanna can't go to funerals, birthdays. I mean, it's sad. People can't even see their families. You know what I'm saying? So it's really messed up. There's a lot of separation going around, and they talking about this thing might last until the end of the week. So I don't know. That's my
Brother Mark.
This I would have to, when I look at this thing, right, and because we don't have access to what they have, meaning we don't have access to what the government, the CDC, and all this, and we're trying to put information together. So for me, I have to use two different things. One, I'm going to use my pharmacy brain, right? And then my knowledge of self, and try to put two things together to understand and to make sure that, I'm keeping myself safe. I'm keeping my family, my wife safe, right? So we don't leave our home unless we're in gloves and masks. Okay, we don't leave unless we're in gloves. And also, even when we're getting in and out of the car, we're still putting the what do you call it? Hand sanitizer on our gloves, right? To keep it clean. Because what we do know that's actual, factual, scientific stuff that doesn't change regardless of where you are, right? It's very, me personally, the cracker carries diseases within themselves, period, right? That's just who they are, and that's just part of their DNA. That's not us, right? So if the cracker is sick and they coughing on you or breathing on you or licking the damn door handle or some shit like that, and you touch it, you are also getting yourself set where you can be affected by whatever it is that they have. by whatever it is that they have. Me personally, when it comes to the government officials and Trump not wearing masks, and fuck them. Me personally, I don't give a shit about them. Right? I hope they all die right now, personally. But what is being advised to you to do as far as wearing gloves and wearing masks? Ask yourself this. Is it going to hurt you to follow these precautions? Right? That's the first question you should ask yourself. And again, being very, very serious. Is it going to hurt you to put a mask over your face? To put gloves on your hands? Or even if you don't want to do it for yourself, your children. Is it going to hurt your children to put a mask on and gloves on? I don't think it's going to hurt them. Me personally, trust and believe my children are masked and gloved. Simple. Whether it's no virus or not, anytime you're in what I would consider, and I consider this to be a biological war, you got to be able to think clearly. You got to be able to see the propaganda. So for when our brothers was telling us that the COVID-19 hospital over in the Ivory Coast got burned down, they did the right thing. They did the right thing. I would have advocated that myself. Do not let them come over and make a beachhead town. That's not something that we should be able to just allow these idiots or these devils to come do. So burning that down was the best thing. You want to do what? You want to keep out all foreigners out of your square. Why? Because we know they bring disease in. So yes, they're going to want to use Africa to inject people and see what they can get with this and what they can't get with that. But that doesn't, we should have learned from that. No, take that shit to Europe and do it on them damn crocker children. Do it on their children. That should be our response. Because when you go through and you look at the numbers that they have in Africa, you got a few countries, I think about 3 or 4, with numbers over 1,000. And then the other numbers are not even 500, right? And you got to remember this. Just because you get the symptoms, or even if you get COVID-19, doesn't necessarily mean you're going to die. If your immune system is good, you're going to make it through. You won't be uncomfortable, but you're going to make it through. That's why they're looking for people now who's had the disease, who made it through, that they can get their plasma. Why do they want their plasma? Because they're going to try to make vaccine through the plasma. So you should be looking for not them coming to Africa, where it's low numbers. You should see them going to Italy and to Spain and all these where these big numbers at, and grabbing them, the ones that recovered, and taking their plasma to use it to make vaccine. So if they're trying to come to Africa and do it, know of a surety something is wrong, that these demons are looking to cause more problem. Because when we reflect what was said in the news, and even on Capitol Hill, they said, hey, Black people in America, COVID-19 is just going to hit them very, very hard, and they won't be able to survive. So we need to do A, B, C, and D. Now, when it was first said, it didn't get no traction. Now it's starting to reappear now, slowly but surely, in different news articles. Why is that? Because again, they with a level of ignorance means that people will do what they're told because they don't know what the real deal is. And another negative thing is that there's so much propaganda out here, so much propaganda from, you can put some lemon and some hot water, put your head over the thing, and you won't catch COVID-19. And that's just not true. Okay? That's just not true. So people don't know what really to believe because there's so much propaganda. And because of so much propaganda, everybody is going to wherever they hear what they think is right. Just like we heard, well, if you're melanated, you can't get it. So our melanin in our skin protect us. And we found that to be what? We found that to be a lie. So at some point, we have to be able to go with science that we can verify. That's why for me, I'm like the forecast. I'm not going to say shit that I don't know is actual fact, because people will hear what you say. And if they believe it, they're going to take it and carry it into practice. And if you're saying something that may not be 100% and they lose their life behind it. See, that's why you just, in my estimation, and I'm just talking about me, you got to be very careful. You got to be very careful. Our people have suffered from lies for too long. And so I'm telling you, from my pharmacy brain, what I do personally, me, my family, my wife, my children, and my knowledge of self brain of what I do. And I'm confident in what we do that's going to keep us safe. So I would advise, because me and my wife, we were out today in masks and gloves. Okay. I would fall on the side of caution and do mask and gloves. If you ain't gonna do nothing else, at least do that. And I rest my mind.
All right, yeah, that's when we're talking. And I got a brother who was waiting on hold, another caller. I got to figure out a better way to do this caller system. It's my first time, so I'm sorry to everybody. You know, I'm messing up everybody's time. But brother, go ahead, say your name and where you calling from, and whatever you got to say.
Oh yeah, my name is Marcus, where I'm calling from Portland, Oregon. So I'm just really calling in to say, man, you're doing a good job, bro. I'm loving everything you're doing, man. You know, bro, you woke me up to a lot of shit, man. Like watching your videos and shit, bro. It's been on point. You know what I mean?
Well, I appreciate that for real, man.
My thing is, bro, I'll be trying to get people to see your videos and shit, man, and it's kind of hard, you know. I got some hard people around me, you know. I mean, they just don't want to listen to nothing. Don't want to pick up, you know.
Yeah, I understand. My own people don't want to watch my videos, so I feel you, bro. You can't force it on nobody. It's there for whoever want to watch it. You know what I'm saying? And in time, they'll be ready to watch it when it's ready to be watched. You know.
Yes, sir. But yeah, man, we need more people like you, bro. So, in fact, bro, you're doing a good job, bro. And congratulations on your first live, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Make sure you subscribe to all these brothers. They be dropping knowledge on their page. You know, I'm a fan of all these brothers too. So
most definitely, man. So right on, man.
All right, brother. Take care.
All right.
All right, brother Bakar.
Okay, I want to touch on. I'm like Brother Maurice. I'm masked up. I'm gloved. Hand sanitizer. Now, you know, I used to have a residential trash company and I couldn't afford the big trash truck. So I used to get trash by hand. So I got in the habit of keeping soap and water in my vehicle. So it's not just hand sanitizer for me. Somebody asked me the other day, man, you gonna bathe out here, ain't you? I said, I'm gonna get the coronavirus off if any ever touch me. I go up to my elbows. I keep a gallon of water and some soap in my car, and a habit came from me touching trash all day, right? So now going through this, I absolutely, from the elbows and all over my hand, with soap and water. In my hand sanitizer, I put that on my mask on the front of because I don't want to touch my face. So I do that, and I take the precautions. right? I take precautions. And I know if you're healthy, they say you'll recover, but I don't even want to be sick. Like I said, they told me it was the Chinese flu, and I just happened to Google the Chinese flu, and COVID-19 came up, and that was about 10 years ago that I was told I had the Chinese flu, and it was very uncomfortable. And those are the things that we need to be talking about, the things that we can do. See, with Brother Maurice being in with pharmacy and with his mind, and he know the things that we need and what we can do. See, when it comes to something like this, shit, I'm gonna just absolutely listen because he stepped above me. I'm not gonna say I read this in a book, and that's his profession. So I'm not gonna go against his profession because I read something in a book. I adhere to what he says. I'm gonna listen and I'm gonna pay attention to it. Now, like he said, I also agree with we don't have access to everything that the government have. And you're right, they are not wearing masks. They are not wearing masks. But I'm willing to bet you these people are taking the test all the time. They have access to where they can take the test all the time. Because the governor in New York, he don't wear a mask, but his brother came up with it, right? And now every time you see him, he's in his basement somewhere, right?
Yep.
He's not around anybody no more because he came up with it. See, this is for us. Let's not worry about them. What we can do to make sure we are safe. And for the most part, when I go to the store now, my kids like, Dad, why can't I go grocery shopping with you? Because it ain't fun like it used to be where we in there talking noise. Because I don't even want y'all exposed to this unless you just have to go. Unless you just have to go. I don't even want them where they're possibly exposed to this. Now, I see a lot of people like Guy that say, and I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm speaking for me when I say I wear my mask and my glove and hand sanitizer and soap and water. I'm not saying they're wrong. They say they know that they're healthy. And if your immune system is good and you know you're healthy, yes, there's a 9.5 times out of 10 chance that if you get anything, that you probably will survive. But it's people out here who, because I practice social distancing as well. And this guy walked up on me the other day in the store and I'm like, dude. So I stepped up. He like, where you moving? I said, you don't see that line on the ground, man? Social distancing. You don't even know me. Why you walking up on me like that? You don't even know me.
Exactly.
We can hear each other from this 6-7 feet where we're standing. Now, what question did you want to ask? Oh, it's the line outside. You see us standing outside. You didn't have to walk up on me and ask me if the line is outside. But some people just don't. One of my friends, he say he found out 3 weeks ago, he say his wife is just recovering from coronavirus. One of my friends, I spoke with him today. He said that's why he hadn't been answering his phone and everything. He was dealing with his wife, and he say she's just recovering from COVID-19. So I don't think it's a joke. I'm going to be honest. Of course, we know the government know more than they're telling. But do anybody remember when Donald Trump was saying, cut back on these international flights? I really believe at that point they knew something. Looking back on it now, because in the USA Today newspaper, January 26th, on the front page, Kobe Bryant's daughter, one of 9 dead in helicopter crash. Right next to that, it says U.S. in a rush to make coronavirus vaccine. January 29th, this year, five died in the U.S. from coronavirus, 56 dead in China. So they knew something. And for me, like you said, they trying to get to Africa. I'm like you, go to Italy. I agree with both of you, brothers. All of you have said that go to Italy. Why are you going to Africa? To try to take from us so you can create for them? No, go to Italy. Those are the ones that need fixing. They need it. Look how small Italy is. And compared to the continent of Africa. Look at what the continent outside of Egypt, which is mostly going to be those Arabs, but look at the black-run countries in Africa and look how low the numbers are from people with coronavirus and deaths from coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
Then look at the Arab-run countries. Then you will see a difference in the Arab countries and in the black countries. You're going to see a big difference. I haven't checked South Africa. You probably will see a big difference in South Africa from the black countries. I just think we just need to be prepared, you know, take precautionary measures, because it's not just me and you, it's our children, it's our neighbor, it's the people we want to have meetings with and build with and plan for the future with. And we want to make sure everybody is safe. So for me, yes, I do mask up, glove up, like I said, hand sanitizer. And people look at me crazy because soap and water is in my truck at all time. And every time I'm getting in time to work, before I yield the mic, time to work, say, how often do you change your gloves? For me, if I'm making more than one stop, I want to keep those same gloves on. I'm going to wash them off with the soap and water, just like I'm going to wash my hands, because you can't go anywhere and just get gloves now because everybody's out. So you can clean the germs off the glove, just like you clean the germs off your hand. And if you're making more than one stop, you can use that same glove to go into your next place. So then at the end, when you're not out no more, then you can throw it away. But if you're making more, because once you run out of gloves, it might be another month before you find a pair. And I yield the mic.
All right, hold on. I got another caller. All right, sister, go ahead and tell them your name and say what you got to say.
Okay, my name is Misty. I'm from Washington, D.C. I live in Maryland. I just had a quick question. We all feel like this government is not honest with us. We know that they're not transparent. However, with over 10,000 people having passed in the United States, where the hell are the bodies? That they didn't show excerpts in New York where they had these tractor trailers, and they were loading, I think, were bodies. You can't go to funerals now because 2 people died in a small little town down south, and almost the whole town now has been exposed to the coronavirus, and they're dropping like flies. But where are the bodies? You don't see funeral processions because everybody has to keep the happy behind off the street. Where are the bodies? You get it. Your family members can't be with you. You go in there. You got it and whatever. You die alone. But where the hell are the bodies? Anyone can answer. I appreciate it. And I also want to say I certainly appreciate all that I'm hearing. I appreciate all the information. I'm one of your elders. I'm probably the oldest one in this group. I've been around a long time. I've seen a lot of stuff. This is out of the norm. But the brother that said they're testing us, it's possible. By the time we find out the truth of anything, it's already done, dead, and stinking. But I just need somebody to explain to me, where are the bodies? Where are they being buried? Are they being cremated? What's the deal on that? Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Can I say something right quick before y'all go in?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna be honest. I think some of these bodies are probably like, I don't know what they are, but I believe a lot of them is probably homeless people getting tested. Now that's just my theory. They don't have, a lot of them ain't gonna have no family to claim them. Ain't gonna have any. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense to anyone else. But if you don't have nobody and you're homeless, come on, you can come here, you can get warm or whatever. Get something to eat. I don't know. But I don't know where the bodies are. They claim they had even my kid's grandmother in New York say she saw the trucks in New York, 18-wheelers with dead bodies on the back of them. So we don't know what they're doing with the bodies, because when you go to the hospital, you don't have phones, you don't have tablets, you have no access to your family, and they have none to you. So you really don't know. That's an excellent question. What's happening to the body? I yield the mic.
Yeah, I would definitely agree that is an excellent question. What's happening to the bodies? I have one member of our organization, and his cousin died from coronavirus. Next time that I speak with him, I definitely will ask him about the body. What are they doing? Is it going to be a funeral? Is it being cremated? That's a good question. What are they doing? If I get an answer to that for that particular case, I will definitely let you know exactly what I found out. That's a good question.
And Guy, you got anything?
Great. Thank you so much. I appreciate the answers.
All right.
We don't
Yes.
know.
All right. Thank you, Missy. I appreciate you calling in.
Not a problem, sweetie. Peace and love.
All right, peace.
Peace.
Guy, you got something to say?
Yeah, that is an excellent question. I mean, I've seen a video where this lady, she was in the hospital and they was piling all the bodies. It was a bunch of body bags and cooped up in one room. They were stored in these, putting the bodies, all these body bags. It was very frightening to see that, and usually, I mean, I don't know. I mean, as far as and like I said, movies are very political. Movies are very political, and they would tell you what they do with those bodies if there was any type of infection going around. They will burn the bodies. They will burn them. Now I don't know how they would get in touch with the relatives. If the people don't have any relatives, I think they would just and let's go into what the movies are telling us. When you look at movies like movie Outbreak, any type of movies when dealing with any type of epidemic, like some sort of diseases where they will cause a mass death like that. So I don't know. My assumption, I think that it's knowing the government, how the government is. I think they would just probably burn the body. I don't know. I'm that's my assumption. I'm going by what the movies would tell you, because the movies are very political. They'll let you know what happened if this type of crisis will happen. That's what they will do. I mean, I hope that's not the case, but that's just my assumption. So I hope, I don't know. I really don't know what they're doing with it. But I did see a video with this lady. She snuck a video camera and she showed her where the bodies were at. So I haven't seen how they load the bodies on the truck, but I've seen them. They was in a room in a hospital. So that is an excellent question. I don't know, but I'm just going by what the movies would tell you if there was a crisis. And they'll let you know what they'll do with it. So I don't know.
Okay. And I do got another caller, but whoever that dude is, I seen him last time. You know what I'm saying? I ain't say nothing. I don't be blocking people or nothing like that. But you know what I'm saying? If you got something to say, you can call in. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you can go ahead, call in.
All right. I usually you got I'm hearing the forecast. You can use the phone number you get forecast or something in my phone.
I don't know.
It's playing right now. From
That might be a computer or something. I don't know.
I can try to talk that way. I don't know if it's going to laugh or nothing like that, but because right now you're giving out phone numbers and everything.
I don't know. Maybe try to call back in or something. All right. I don't know who was Matt Bakari or Brother Maurice.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question. Was there a question, dear brother?
No. I was saying if y'all had anything else to say.
Oh, I do want to add this point.
I had something to say about what we were talking about just now.
Because our other brother who called also talked about the 5G And I just wanted to mention in on that because I understand that I think it was in the UK, the people are starting to burn down the 5G towers or the poles that they're on. And so I think that's a good thing. I really do. I think that's a good thing. I'm not very well versed in everything with this 5G. But as I'm learning more and more of it, I definitely approve of what they did. And I'm going to say this as well, because the brother also said, you know, how we need to do something, right? We need to be active. We have to be able to change what's going on. And our brother is 1000% correct. We have to take charge not only of where we live, but we got to take charge of things around us when it directly affects the status of our lives and the status of our children's lives. Now, we know for some, that's not going to be easy because it requires you to leave your comfort zone and to do something that other people may call you stupid for, right? But the question at the end of the day is, what kind of world do you want to leave for your children? What kind of environment do you want for your children? Look at the environment that we were birthed in and ask yourself, was that the best? And could it have been better? And if it wasn't the best, and it could have been better, then ask yourself, why wasn't it? Because somewhere, somebody dropped the ball. Now, we say all the damn time, we say it all the time, what? That we believe in God. We know he's the most merciful and the supreme. And we know that he has given us instruction. But the question is, why haven't we fulfilled them? Why don't we do them? What is stopping us from being 100% as we should be, especially when we know what's right? And the problem is that some of us have gotten comfortable. That's part of the problem. Some of us have gotten comfortable being slaves. Some of us have gotten comfortable being oppressed. Some of us is straight out fearful of our enemy. And because they are fearful of the enemy, they don't have the guts to burn down a hospital or a damn pole with this fire. They don't even think in those terms because they're going to say, what master going to do to you when they find out what you talking about? Then you have those who don't even believe there is a God, but yet in secret, they worship the cracker. So we got all of these issues that's out there. But you know, when this devil decided that they were going to be free from Britain, they had a meeting, then they got up and they went to war, right? And if you study the enemy, anytime they live in a state of war, they live in that because they know they got to control what they keep. They don't live in a situation where it says, I can aggress you today, but I'm not going to aggress you tomorrow. They stay on the attack. Just a few days ago, there was, 5 or 7 police officers beating up one black man. But yet, we're supposed to be social distancing, but they weren't social distancing when they were beating his ass to a bloody pulp. Why is that? Because their objective, they're always at war. We seem to find time to say, let me take a time out and let me go do this. Let me take a time. I need a little break, right? And these things allows our enemy to stay in power. To stay in power. Now, some people don't like me simply because I am who I am. I don't mean no harm about it, but this is who I am. And I think that if you listen, honestly, if you just listen to the wisdom that I'm saying, it will help you. It will help you. You know, we all have work to do. And in this phase that we find ourselves in, it is not sitting about just saying some things and letting it go. It is about implementation. We are at implementation time because we've been taught properly. Now we gotta carry it out. Don't you let fear stop you from carrying it out. And damn it, if you don't know what needs to be done, then you come with us and you follow us. And we're going to show you what needs to be done. Because we got to live in a virtual mindset that we at war 24/7. Because you're not going to be free just because you say you believe in God, or because you say black power, or because you say black first. Everybody who has gotten their freedom got it through the shedding of blood. And I'm here to tell you, I don't preach or I don't teach the long life of America. I don't teach the long life of the cracker. I teach their doom. I teach their death. And I teach your life. But if the subject upon you, do what's right. So my plea to you is to get on the ark now. Because as I said before, and a lot of you all have bore witness, this is just a test run. This is just a test run. The devil ain't going to give up and just say, okay, you win. It don't work like that. You better get on the ark now. We are preparing because battle is here. And you ain't going to run from it. It's going to find you. Whether you willingly fight or not, it's going to find you. The devil is for real. And so are we. Thank you. I rest my mic.
All right, hold on. We got another sister calling in. Go ahead, sister. You can say your name and whatever you gotta say.
Hello? Yeah, this is Jerome Davis, out of Colleen, Texas. There's so much truth you speak on those videos. And, after all the things we've been through, we have survived everything. We've survived the crack epidemic, Reconstruction, slavery, the convict leasing program. You name it, we survived it all. Civil rights, everything. And have you noticed like whenever we go through something, the white society likes to laugh and make fun of our pain. Yeah, whenever they go through something, they want us to feel sorry for them.
Yeah, that's the truth.
That's what they do.
Yeah, that's what every group does. We're supposed to take up for everybody's cause. Yeah. Hey, hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, that's what they do. We're supposed to take up for everybody cause, and nobody takes up for us. But if we don't take up for their cause, then it's a problem.
Even a lot of Black Christians are waking up. You know, there was like I'm not sure if you heard about what happened in Benton Harbor, Michigan. It was like a case. It was like this Black pastor, Edward Pinkney. He was wrongfully accused by the Whirlpool Corporation, and guess what? Guess what jury he was found guilty by?
What?
I don't have to tell you. Guess what?
Oh, white jury.
Oh, yep. You don't hear the white Christian artists call out racism. Where those white Christian artists like Cody Carnes and Terry Job and Toby Mac and those guys? Why are they talking on our behalf? If they say we're all children of God, as they say, why won't they speak on our behalf?
Yeah, you already know why.
You notice that?
Yeah. You already know why they won't.
Yeah, we know why.
Mm-hmm.
You would think they would have called it out a long time ago. Called out racism. Called out what's been going on, the crack epidemic and everything. Now that they're going through an opioid crisis, we're supposed to be sorry for them. I can't do that. I'm sorry.
Right.
Because last time I checked, love and respect go two ways, and forgiveness. And let's say if we were at a white church and we did far less, like say something like we're a Black Lives Matter T-shirt in a white church, where Cody Carnes goes to church at, like in Nashville, Tennessee, the Belonging Company. Let's say we were going to that white church, and we wore like a Black Lives Matter shirt, and it's scrawled on the back of it, stop killing Black people. Tell the cops to stop killing our kids and treat us with respect. Do you think they will forgive us for that? I don't think they would. And that's my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you.
See, I have noticed it a long time ago. And even when you do try to do the right thing, you get framed, you get lied on. It's like illegal to do right. You can't defend yourself.
Yeah, that's the way it's set up, though. Until we have our own institutions, that's the way it's gonna be. We got to stop acting surprised by all of this. And just like with the corona thing, and they're testing it on Black people, like they're comparing the whole corona thing to the Dark Ages. I
heard about that.
Yeah, but this time it ain't no more is coming to save them. You know what I'm saying? Like we learned our lesson. Nobody's coming to save them this time. You understand? So.
You want to stop? You want to stop harming Black people? Guess what, Cody? If you keep messing with us, you better believe that the children of God, Black people who are supposedly children of God, as you say, they're gonna come after you, and they're gonna show you that they're gonna put the fear of God in you, because we just push around. What do you expect us to do? Sit around and take it?
Right.
It is saying the scriptures, an eye for an eye, and we should be forgiving our own people. Until white people like Cody, until white Christian artists like Cody Carnes.
He dropped off. Is everybody else there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, so he can drop off and we still on there?
Yep.
Yeah.
He can get back on now.
Mm-hmm.
Cause she was trying to go in a little bit.
We talked about Edward Pinkney, and I know Pastor, and it's a damn shame that he's back in jail again, because he was out of jail, and then he started running for election, and then he's locked up all over again. And Pastor Pinkney, he's a real good guy. I mean, he shouldn't be back locked up, but the devil sent the enemy. The devil sent the enemy in there, and they got him.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to make this. Starting getting kind of late. I don't want to make this too long. Got to figure out a better way to do the calling system because my brother is trying to get on, but every time the phone messed up. But y'all could go. Go ahead, brother guy. You got something to say about
Yeah, I want to just say this real quick that we can sit here and talk about what this coronavirus came from and get mad and get angry at the people who put that out there. But my question is, I'm asking, because a lot of our people are doing a lot of unnatural behaviors. They're doing a lot of unnatural behaviors. So, which causes different diseases and viruses and stuff like that. So, my thing is like this. I tell people if you want to, the best way to stay healthy is to get rid of the unnatural behaviors. And most of the natural behaviors came from that our people have learned from is from the European. Everybody know that homosexuality caused correct diseases. But you got some of our people, they embrace that stuff. They embrace it, they practice it. Heavy smoking. I know people who smoke a pack a day. Heavy drinking. All this, and it becomes a religion to them. You see what I'm saying? We should be should study just a cleanse. We should have studied to learn about your body, learn about biology, learn about how the body works. You know what I'm saying? Because if our body's like a machine, and it needs certain fuel, they need certain things to keep the body healthy and running perfectly. But if our activities are not healthy, then it's going to attract different diseases and different ailments that like flus and stuff like that. So we gotta really be healthy and stop doing a lot of things that will cause illnesses and stuff like that. We already know how the enemy works. Like I said, you can't change a leopard's spots. You can't change them. You won't never change them. Never. The question is, are you going to change? Are you going to say, I'm not going to do this because I know what that's going to lead me. I know what that's going to lead me. So yes, we could take proper. We could wear all the gloves and all the hats all we want, but the thing is, it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. If your activity is unhealthy, you're still going to get sick. You're still going to get sick. It might lead to death. So, and that happens. That happens. So when we start living a more healthy lifestyle, not death style, living more of a healthy lifestyle, you don't keep eating red meat. Just like Dr. Sebi said, he said because people get sick because they eat a lot of blood and starch. And that's true. You keep eating red meat, look what the blood still leak out the meat, and it's not even cooked all the way. Yeah, you're gonna get sick. I mean, let's be realistic. You know what I'm saying? Keep eating starch. Your body need to cleanse. Cleanse your colon. That's one reason why people are catching cancer left and right. So yeah, it's easy. So now you're gonna let other ailments come in and get into your system. And they create flus and viruses and all types of diseases. So we got to understand, you got to learn about your body. You got to study, even if you got to go and get into, learn about the body, get into biology, learn how the body works. And I think that's the problem. A lot of our people are living an unnatural lifestyle. And you could, like I said, you could wear the protection all you want, but that's not going to stop the sickness. Is not going to stop. It's not going to prevent it if you're not living a healthy lifestyle. So we gotta do that first. before anything. You know, we got to do that first. You know, eat healthy. You know, make sure you get enough vitamin C. You know, exercise. All that comes into play. All that comes into play. You know, meditate. You know, even mentally. You know, read books. Read something that's going to expand your mind. You know, work on your spirituality. Make sure meditations help you spiritually. There's a whole lot we can do to help to live along a life where our immune system, because all that mind, body, and soul, all that links to one. So once you have control of that, then you don't have to worry about, you don't have to have this panic like, oh my God, if I go outside, I'm going to die. You don't have that to worry about, because if you know if you know your body, and if you know that I'm not out here doing all this crazy fornication and all this other stuff, because you don't know what that person might have. You sleeping with any old body, you don't know what that person might have. So that's the problem about one of our people, is that there is all this unnatural behavior that will help all these viruses and stuff kick in. So we got to learn we got to start getting to our natural state, because a lot of our people are not into their natural state, unfortunately. So like I said, again, we got to just, the first thing first is just to eat right, just live right, live a healthy lifestyle as much as possible, and that's all I need to say right here. Now rest my mic.
All right. Well, you brothers broke it down. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to stay on here too late. So I'm going to just go around and let you brothers close out and say everything you got to say, and tell them where you can go subscribe to their channels. And everybody needs to subscribe to their channels, because they be breaking it down on their channels too. So you can go ahead. Either any one of y'all can go first. It don't matter.
All right. Forecast, thank you for inviting me to your show. Thank you for allowing me to be on the panel with yourself, Brother Maurice, Brother Guy. They all both gave great knowledge. I appreciate the chat. The chat was really into the show. Oh, yeah. And before I continue, while C44 was talking about it's about the money, this is before I continue. And I want to say I absolutely agree it's about the money. And I don't think we're going to get a check until everything get up and running again, so we can put it right back into the economy. But that is going to be something I'll talk about tomorrow, on how things I think we should come together and do with this little money that we're getting. Now back, I think everybody, thank the chat. Thank you, Forecast. My name is Brother Bakari. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, go check out my channel. It's Brother Bakari. Subscribe. And I want y'all to understand, be black, buy black, think black, love black. Everything else will take care of itself. Peace and one love.
All right. Peace and blessings, family. This is Brother Maurice Muhammad. And I thank my brother Corey for letting us come on every time that I'm able to be on with my brothers. It's definitely an experience. It is definitely a learning, and it's a lesson in love as well. Brother Corey, we have, I have a high level of respect and love for you. Always enjoyed your videos that you put out, and Brother Bakari and Brother Guy, awesome. But I want to say this, because we are at war, all right? And at the end of the day, we are all we got, all right? There's no Superman coming out of the sky to come help you. There's just not. There's no other country that's going to send bombs and weapons to come and save you, to come and fight for you. It's just not. We are all we have. And we have to make the best of what we have, right? We have to make the best of what we have. And I'm saying this from my heart to yours, because ain't nobody getting paid for doing this, right? I don't do what I do because I get paid for it. I do what I do because I love you. I was born that way. And I want for you to have what our God intended for you to have. So that means that, you know, there's a lot of this is on the job training, right? A lot of this is on the job training. I make mistakes. We all make mistakes. I recognize that I'm a leader, right? And I recognize that I'm a leader not just because I say it, but because I do have people that fall under my leadership. And I do understand my responsibility, right? But also, and I don't know how to say this any other way, so I'm just going to be myself and just say what the hell I got to say. Look, we're at war, and we got choices, right? We all know what went down between Brother Bakari and myself. We understand that it's boom, 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 boom. But I don't want you to keep holding on to that, right? Because the devil, the enemy, will use that to ride in you to do something that may be out of step or may be out of season, right? And if it's out of step and out of season, that means it ain't on time and it ain't what we need, right? And try to use that to make more division. And at this time, or at any time really, is not going to be something that we need. So we got to do what? We got to get over it. We got to get over it. It's just that simple. What has happened has happened. Now we got to move forward, right? We got to move forward. And I believe that if we do that in the best manner, then everything else will work itself out. Everything else will work itself out. Let's stay busy in our mission, because we got a city that we got to take and get it ready for the next time this bullshit happens, so our people have something of safety. Ain't nobody doing what we doing. And this is what has to be done. So what we need now is everybody to do your job. It's just that simple. If you support me, then thank you and continue to support me. But let's not give the enemy anything to use against us. Let's not do that, right? Because we understand what the mission is. Now, Brother Bakari, you and I, we talked on the phone. Brother Corey was the person who got the call done. But I think also, Brother Bakari, you probably, in your own time, and if that's what you feel you need to do, you may need to do a video just to address it so people can hear from you and not hear from me, but they can hear from your own mouth that, we talk this, that, and try to get things to be able to move on. Because there are a lot of people that, at this point, is not moving on. That pain is there because the hurt is real. The hurt is real. So, we need to begin to do what's right so people can move on and keep busy doing with our assignment, because we're all we got. We are all we got. And Sister Misty, thank you for joining the channel, because I did see that you came and subscribe to our channel. So we definitely thank you. And anybody else that we didn't see but did come and join, we also thank you as well. Remember, we are all we got. And just as the enemy was watching so much in detail, they're watching so much in detail right now. So let us have a united front so we can move on and do what needs to be done. Thank you. And I rest my mic.
Just want to say, y'all can hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. I just want to say thanks to Forecast for inviting me on your show, and I definitely appreciate my two brothers for life, Brother Muhammad and Brother Bakari. Y'all some good brothers, man. Y'all some good brothers. There's definitely no need for, because we're in a crisis. There's definitely no need for any of us to go at each other. Like you said, Brother Muhammad, we all we got. You know what I'm saying? So there's definitely no need for this. Is not the time to be going at each other's throat for any little thing. So I just feel like I'm just glad that y'all working it out. And it should be dead. It should be dead. It shouldn't. None of all this. Just keep dragging this on because we're in a crisis right now. And this is we got each other now. We have each other's back now, and it's not. And we got to be here for our children and our families, and that's my concern. That's my concern, and I just, like I said, I just want to thanks to the chat, by the way, for joining in as well. So I just want to say this real quick. And Missy said she was on point. She said our ancestors laid down a blueprint, and that's true. That's very true. We got to go back to where our ancestors and how they dealt with things. What did they do? Even if it's 500 years, 1,000 years, before our ancestors were shipped over here. So we have to understand, what did they do when there was a crisis? Because and let me tell you something, because their spirit should be our energy should come from them, not from no spooky god, not from no other thing. Our ancestors' spirit should be our energy, and should lead the way. This is what I believe in. I believe in energy. I believe in spirituality. That's spirituality. If anybody don't know what spirituality is, that's what spirituality. It means energy. It means life. You know what I'm saying? And that brings life. When you notice when people die on the they say people die during an operation room, what do? They give them electric shock to bring them back energy. When you're depressed, that's a form of death. Depression is a form of death. So people say, well, go out to get some sun. The vitamin D give you that sun. It give you what? Energy. Energy brings back life. That's when you're tired and sluggish, what do? You get one of those. You drink some caffeine to get energy. So this is what I'm saying. So our ancestors laid down the blueprint, so we know where to go. We know what to do, because they didn't die in vain. They fought. They fought for the little freedom that we have got so far. So we can't ignore that. So again, just focus on how to just live a healthy lifestyle, and trust me and believe we can get through this. This is like I said, this ain't nothing. This ain't nothing. This ain't nothing. This is only, I believe, like Brother Muhammad said and Brother Bakar, this is only temporary. And this is and they testing us. It's a big test. It's a big test. Are we gonna break? Because I'm not gonna break. I'm strong. I'm trust me. If you're a warrior, nothing, you ain't fear nothing. You ain't fear nothing. Because I got the ancestors on my side. I got the ancestors on my side. So long as you got the ancestors on your side, you shouldn't have nothing to worry about. And I just want to thanks to the chat and thanks to my brothers on the panel. And y'all blessing. I just want to say y'all big blessing. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, yeah, I appreciate all of you brothers coming through. And like Misty said, I'm gonna quote Misty too, because she's been dropping them quotes tonight. It's about unity, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't afford to, you know what I'm saying, be beefing with each other. Of course, we're gonna have disagreements. Nobody's gonna agree with everything anybody says, but you know, I'm glad we could be unified. And you know, I met my brother Maurice Muhammad, and I met these brothers through Maurice Muhammad, and they all good brothers. You know what I'm saying? And it's all love. And you know, let me say this. If you notice, I really haven't really said nothing about the whole COVID-19 thing tonight. And like I said, I got my opinions, but you know, I can't really prove anything, so I'm not gonna really say anything. I know I haven't had a shot in as long as I can remember, and I haven't been sick in as long as I can remember, not even a cold. But what I do know is we have to start looking at this as the opportunity. This is our chance. This is exactly what we needed. This is our chance to do what we have to do. We can build whatever we want to build. Like we're a people who can create, we can call ourselves whatever we want. We can build our own government, whatever. These people may have created something, or it may be natural, I don't know. But it doesn't matter. We're in a position to where if we could just put aside whatever petty differences and leave our beliefs at the door, we can come together right now and start building up everything we have to build up, like every other group is doing. They're preparing themselves for the future.
Mhm.
And this is a golden opportunity for us to prepare for the future. You know, we
Right.
can create our own governments and everything right now. And you know, I'm gonna get better with the phone calls. I know I've been messing up. I'm trying to, you know, balance everything. It's hard to pay attention to both, but you know, I'm gonna get better with it. But I appreciate all of you brothers, brother Maurice, brother Bakari, brother Guy. I thank all of y'all for coming through. I think the whole channel, chat. I think everybody who called in. It's so much love for real. Like y'all give me the motivation to keep going, and we're gonna keep going. You know, and you know we are all we got. You know, and our ancestors did leave us the blueprint. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. You know, all we have to do is follow the same footsteps, but we have to get rid of the illusion of inclusion. That's the difference between us now and our ancestors. They knew where they fit in this system. We have to understand where we fit in, and it ain't trying under any other group. It ain't under white people. It ain't under Asians. It ain't under Mexicans because none of them groups love us, and they'll throw us under the bus so fast. But you know, I'm not going to go on all night. Again, I thank all of y'all. I love all of y'all. As always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're gonna keep falling for anything.